to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Inside Today on Global Television. Widowhood challenges. Now, the silence surrounding this experience often exacerbates the pain, leading to isolation and hindering the healing process. Breaking the silence involves open conversations about grief, loss, and the practical difficulties widows face. It means creating safe space for sharing emotions, experiences, and seeking support. This can be achieved through support groups, counseling, and community initiatives. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Inside Today on Global Television. And today the topic is a very sensitive one because it looks into the lives of widows. It's breaking the silence, addressing the emotional well-being of widows. And I am not doing it alone. I have with me Amara Chidima Ezedinuru. She's a workforce optimist. I almost bit my tongue.
Yes.
Ezedinuru.
But you're forgiven.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I got it this time. Well, you're welcome to the program.
I'm happy to be here. Thank
Now,
you very much.
what happens when we say breaking the silence and addressing the emotional well-being of widows? Do they need that particular well-being when it comes to issues like that?
Because there's a whole lot of responsibilities that the society automatically places on widows to eat and all of that blah, blah, blah talk. So it's time to actually zoom in the camera on their wellness, on their well-being, on their emotional state, especially as we talk about or celebrate widows today. Today is World Widows Day.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
It is. But looking at this critically now, tell us, do they have stages in which widows can actually grieve? Some say if you grieve early, they think that you're happy the man is dead. And if you do not grieve at all, they feel you are not empathetic and sympathetic. You are actually moving on with your life too quickly. Where this particular 1, 2, 3, how is one supposed to, understand that and just fall in line?
I honestly would say to anybody, do what works for you. Because truthfully speaking, what works for one person might not work for another. So do what works for you. What I look out for is productivity. Productive? Or are you wallowing in that situation for far too long and you're unable to even provide the basic things? Necessarily the demise of the man. It can be the other behavior that the extended family bring along. It can also be the overwhelm, how the responsibilities you now face begin to overwhelm you. For example, if your children's fees were paid by the man, and the man is working in a structured organization, say the civil service or anything like that, which means that his living, his death brings, what do I call it, pressure on you in terms of monetary pressure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you will soon lose yourself. You can go nuts because, oh, September is coming, fees need to be paid,
Mm-hmm.
you're not making money, so you can go nuts. You can also go nuts if you haven't been able to manage the children and they're beginning to misbehave. You can go nuts. You can go nuts when the in-laws start coming and start saying, this shirt is our brother's shirt. To know yourself. And I would advise, even though nobody's praying to become a widow, that it's important that you know how much you can take. It's important to know what can make you snap emotionally, so that you don't wait for that time to have, to get to that time. So once you get to your emotional threshold, you will snap. When you snap, you go nuts. That's it.
But I want to ask you something, Amara. Some widows who are listening right now will
That's
tell
right.
you it's not easy to come back to oneself.
That's right.
Now, a woman who marries or who was married to her best friend, her
Correct.
confidant,
Correct.
her amiable partner, the
Correct.
love of her life,
One's friend can fill the gap. Sometimes your in-laws can fill the gaps. Neighbors,
father.
churches, yes, fathers. That's right. Sons, children can fill the gaps. Classmates, colleagues in the office. Some people start filling the gap until you get to that point again. We don't know how long it will take. Once you fulfill cultural expectations and obligations, and I think in most cases, I haven't heard of any culture that is beyond 12 months. All right? And you think you found the right man again, fly.
And then the thing I want to ask, not mine, a lot of widows are skeptical because of what his friends will say.
That's right.
Why it happens? Like, why? Our son will want to even keep that a secret because they're scared of what his friends will say, families. And when you're out on maybe a date or something, you're just going to have just a common dinner or something, and then you bump into his friends, and then I think it's the stigma that is attached to it. How can she program her mind to understand that, hey,
Empowering you, it's in your best interest. Then you will consider, this remarrying I want to do, is it ecological? Is it in the best interest of those that is their best interest? Yes, it's ecological, which means it's not offending anybody. Go ahead, sweetie, and get married.
well, some widows, I think they're skeptical because they do not want any man to take the place of their children in their hearts for those that have kids. I think that's one of the drawbacks.
I'm not
And,
sure. I'm sorry to cut you. I honestly think that it's how strong the person is emotionally. And this is why they may have to need some therapy. If your mother, your father, it's impossible for your child to take the place of your mother. It's impossible for your husband to take the place of your father. So there's a space for everybody that you want to be in your heart. Your colleague at work who's been very nice to you, your boss who's been very nice to you. The heart can take as many people there. So I'm not sure it is the fear of the man taking the space of the children. No. It is just this.
Intertwine with societal norms and can lead to
Do all the crying you need to do. Say all the things you need to do. So you can find closure. Some people, the way their spouses died, they're unable to find closure, but you have to find closure. And once that happens, it takes a whole load of you. And that's some beginning of your healing journey. Because if you are not emotionally well, what happens is you're going to continue to give excuses. Oh, I'm not moving on because of this. I'm not moving on because of this. You're going to keep pointing fingers and blaming everybody around you except you. That's another sign of an unwell person, emotionally unwell person. So emotional well-being is all about being stable and being able to handle the things that have come to you, the pressures that come to you, emotional pressures actually, in such a way that you don't, nobody feels it, you know. So I wish some psychologists or some people somewhere are going to invent that emotiometer so we can start measuring people. So now, when you check yourself, start taking baby steps. One of the things I tell people to do is be grateful. We're not rejoicing that your husband died, no. But we're going to be grateful for the times we shared with him. We're going to express gratitude to the universe for whatever it is, the times we had with him, 1 month, 2 months. We're going to express gratitude for the things, how he touched our lives, how he spoiled us or how he didn't spoil us. And, you know, we show gratitude for a whole lot of things. I am sure even with the worst husband, that there are things to be grateful for. Then we're going to take lessons.